Hello everybody, my name is Nick and you're watching Leet unboxing video for the Fujifilm X-pro3. Now with it, obviously, we get the battery, we get the neck strap and the basically mounts for the neck strap, obviously instruction and warranty card, and here we have, well, this is like a cloth for wiping the lenses, although it's quite a lot bigger. I'm not sure whether they designed it as the lens cloth or what exactly, although it does have a nice Fujifilm X logo. Now when it comes to the camera itself, this is Fujifilm X-pro3 Black. There is also Dura Black and Dura Silver. This is basically because the top and bottom plate are made out of titanium. This means that the camera itself is extremely durable. The camera is weather sealed, but because top and bottom plate are made out of titanium, this means that they are extremely scratchable. The Dura Black and Dura Silver are not so much, so the paint is a lot more durable as well. Although it should be mentioned that they are 200 euros more expensive. Now, when it comes to the viewfinder, it's a hybrid viewfinder, both electronic and optical. The sensor is 26.1 megapixel sensor with 1.5 crop factor. The processor is X-pro3. This means that the sensor and the processor can mimic film extremely well. It obviously has a film simulator like the previous model did, but it also has a classic negative, which is a very nice feature, and I'm sure will be very one of the favorite features of this camera, but well, at least favorite feature of this camera with the people who actually buy it. Now this camera has 11 FPS burst and 30 FPS with the electronic viewfinder, with the electronic shutter, sorry, but it does have a 1.25 crop factor. Now when it comes to the AF, it has 425 phase detection points and most of the sensor is actually covered. This means that it's extremely good both for photos and for videos when it comes to the autofocus. Now when it comes to the video, this is not really a camera that's designed for video. Now there are few things that well, basically suggest this. First thing is the screen. Now this is not a primary screen. This is, but you cannot really use it most of the time because it's covered. Now if you're shooting something from the low angles, then it's good because you can actually see the screen very well, but if you want to shoot something up high, then you cannot really see the screen. So yeah, this screen is used for something else. It's sort of like the screen that you would find here. It tells you your ISO and some other things. Also, if you're using the modes, film simulator modes, then you have like the sticker would be on the packet of film. Well, basically depending on which simulator you're using, it depends which well, basically a sticker it's showing. Now when it comes to the video, again, it's not primarily designed for video. You don't even have a proper headphone jack. You have the USB connection here, which could be used both for charging USB and for headphone jack. You do have 2.5mm remote connection here, connection for the remote, and also it doubles as a microphone jack. As you can see, there is not even HDMI connection. So yeah, it's not really designed for the video. Now that being said, it does have 4K video at up to 200 megabits per second and at 30 frames per second. In the DCI, it could record up to 15 minutes. When it comes to 2K, 60 frames per second, and Full HD 60 frames per second as well. So it's not bad for video, it's just not primarily designed to be used for that purpose. If you decide to use it for video, it's quite capable camera. Now when it comes to autofocus, you do have quite a few when it comes to focus, basically you have quite a few settings inside, things like AF range limiter. Basically it means you could limit the range in which the focus would try to find the autofocus, like that switch on the lenses. Basically you can limit it, like let's say 2 meters to the infinity, 5 meters to the infinity, and things like that. That's kind of very useful depending on exactly what you're shooting. Also focus bracketing, if you use that. Now who is this for? Well, basically it depends. Primarily designed obviously is for the street photographers, photojournalism, sure. When it comes to the performance, it's extremely good, whether it be video, whether it be stills. But again, because of this screen, it's not primarily designed to be used for video, and I'm sure a lot of people will just disregard this camera out of hand. It's not designed for everybody, that's obvious, but I'm sure there are quite a lot of people who will just not even consider this camera, even though it might actually be quite a good camera for them. Because of the optical viewfinder, well, optical and electronic viewfinder, when you're using it in the optical mode, it should, at least in theory, save your battery quite a bit, and you're not looking through the screen, so it's kinda gives you that bit different feeling, and it kinda is good for creativity, obviously. Now because you do have sorry, on this side, now because you do have 2 SD card slots, redundancy obviously always a good thing, so it's good if one card breaks, you do have another, so that's good if you are shooting that's something that's very important. So obviously a very good thing. So for quite a few people this is gonna be quite a great camera, but I'm not sure that a lot of those people would even consider this camera. Now when it comes to the ISO, in order to move the ISO dial, you move this dial up and then you move it. Now this has the C setting here. This means that you can use the wheels in order to change the ISO. In order to change the exposure, you press this button in the top and then you move the wheel, obviously bulb, timer 1 second all the way up to 1/8000th of a second, and obviously full auto. Exposure compensation -3, +3 in the 1/3 increments. So very capable camera indeed. So yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Until the next time, goodbye.